Big shout out to our floor managers, Ray and Christine. They're working the floor over here. Thank you guys for all that you're doing in our studio. That's where it all happens up there. They're hitting the buttons like that. Thank you guys too. I'm your host, Dr. Bobby, and you're watching Open, that live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, our first guest is a friend of the show. She's a mezzo-soprano opera singer and a piano and voice instructor. She does well everywhere she goes. She joins us to highlight her upcoming performances in 2025 and so much more. So please welcome to the show, Linda Collazo. Linda, welcome.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Well, you've been using that voice for a long time, helping a lot of other people too get where they need to go. We
Yeah.
appreciate you for that. You were an honoree at the Women's History Month Fellowship Brunch, right?
Yes, with the Bronx Borough President.
And how did that make you feel? I mean, you've been honored
Um,
all over the place for the wonderful things that you're doing.
I was really happy. It was
Uh,
actually really moving and it made me really proud and
uh-huh.
excited. And I just couldn't believe it when I got a phone call letting me know that I had been honored. And it
Mm.
was kind of funny. I thought it was just a little campaign that I was being called for, like being asked for money. And I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna hang up. I thought that I was, and then the lady was like, no, 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 no. You actually were honored. You were one nominated by someone. And I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
And it was a beautiful event, and I was really honored to receive the letter, one that, stated my contribution to the Bronx, but also that
yeah.
there was like a plaque that they gave me that I put in my little music office now, that my students can see and I can look at, and it's just very beautiful to be recognized because I think, if anything, for my performance career, like especially since I started at LaGuardia High School,
Yeah.
I just always wanted to give back to the Bronx somehow because I could
Mm.
see the disparity once I started traveling to be an opera singer and coming back to Hunts Point.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
when you're in the game for a while, people start recognizing you as the person who does this or that. But to be recognized by the Bronx Borough President, Vanessa L. Gibson, wow.
Yeah, it was kind of a dream come true. It was
Uh,
like something I had wanted for myself, some sort of recognition in that respect, and to have gotten it
mm,
this year was a surprise. Yeah.
yeah. And then when you post it up, the students get an opportunity to see it too. How do they react to it? Did they see it yet? Did you post it up?
Most of my students are online, but a lot of the parents, like I have parents come to my office with their
Uh,
kids and we just talk about like the coverage I get and like all that stuff and they're just really happy and proud and it's I think what's the nicest thing about what I do
hmm.
and the recognition I received is just the ability to inspire people. I think that's what I really love about what I do.
Yeah. Any upcoming prospects
Yeah,
from your
so I'm going
students?
to be for my students or for myself.
From your students. And we're going to talk about you in a little while, but I know that's so special and important in your heart, helping others get what they need out of life. So, any
Yeah.
upcoming prospects from your
I'm just
class?
helping all types of levels and
Uh
ages in both voice and piano lessons.
huh. Uh huh.
In particular, this is like a shout out to an organization I'm working with right now called the Hunts Point Alliance for
Mm,
Children. So, the Hunts Point Alliance for Children is currently sponsoring two kids for me to
mm,
teach, and they're paying me directly the organization so that way the kids don't have to pay anything.
yeah.
So these children get like a full hour of instruction every week, two kids, 1 hour each, solely just focused on piano. And they're from Hunts Point, just like me.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful experience to be able to give to them lessons for free. One of them in particular is excelling very rapidly, and he loves playing piano. It kind of reminds me of myself when I was a kid. He loves
Yeah.
messing around, sort of writing songs or playing whatever he hears, and he's learning very quickly. But aside from that, I'm working with. I think what's exciting is, funny enough, TikTok. Right, like I'm starting to post on TikTok mainly
Yeah.
to get more clients, and I'm actually getting more clients locally, which wasn't the case for a while. I would typically get clients from like Riverdale or from like other states
Yeah.
online, but now I'm getting people more from the area I live in, which is Longwood.
Yeah. Well, people are
And
starting to recognize you from that
Yeah,
recognition
and
that you got from the borough president also.
yeah, and it's a really nice
Uh,
feeling. Like one kid in particular, I used to be an intern at a speech at a not a speech therapy, a music therapy office,
yeah.
and so I learned about the benefits of like just music for the brain and like just teaching in general for the brain,
Hmm.
like teaching beginner music, singing, piano, whatever. One of my students has a speech impediment, and within like 3 lessons, when you add singing to complicated words,
Yeah.
it actually helps with pronunciation. And so this kid is actually speaking better now and like learning
Wow. Yeah.
difficult tongue twisters. And so that's like what's so wonderful about my job. Like, yes, I have really talented students too, like people that could be professional if they chose to, but I also
Yeah.
really love helping people of all levels and whatever challenges that they have.
Yeah. Any students or parents have difficulty financing this education from you?
It's hard, yeah. I mean,
Can
it's
you identify a
definitely
couple of them
Yeah,
or
it's
one of them?
definitely a challenge. Like, what I do is I do have, like, different prices. Like, so for 30 minutes, it's, like, much less than it would be for an hour. So it's, like, in a way to be more inclusive of people who might have a difficult time.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, 30 minutes a week, honestly, is more than enough for a lot of people, especially kids.
Yeah.
And so it's just consistency is the most important thing. But I'm very happy to be working with organizations like Hunts Point Children's Alliance for
Yeah.
Children because for them to be paying, for these lessons so these kids could take them for free. I mean, I hope that I can find more sponsorships like this.
How long does it take for, how long is it the class for? Is it for like 6 months or?
So it's up to the student, right, or the parent. So they can take lessons for however long they want. I typically only take like payment per lesson, right? I never like to do packages because
No.
if you do packages, I feel like it's just too expensive. And like, people should be able to choose like, okay, I can do this week, but I can't do next week. I can do the following week, etc.
Yeah.
I do like consistency, but I also understand the financial difficulties. So I'm very like lenient with
Yeah.
that. But yeah, there are definitely certain sponsorships that are happening now that are sort of helping finance it for these kids or like give it to them for free.
So if
Yeah.
somebody wanted to give you $500 to support a student or two or three, what would that do?
That would probably cover around between like 5 to 10 lessons, honestly, depending on how
Is
long
that good?
the
Is
lessons
that good
are.
for a student?
Yeah, that's like wonderful.
All right. Speaking of the arts, what can you tell people about your writing and spring performances?
Um, I have some nice things coming up. I'm gonna work with Bronx Opera for the first time, which they
Uh,
do shows at Lehman College. And I'm gonna be playing the role of Dorabella, which is one of the leading ladies in this opera called Così fan tutte, which is by Mozart.
mm,
The opera is really funny. It's a comic opera. It's gonna be in English. It was originally written in Italian. And the opera is it's basically about these two girls who are engaged to their fiancés, and their fiancés decide to prank them and pretend
mhm,
that they're going to war, come back disguised as other people to see if they would cheat on them.
mhm.
That's the whole premise of the show. It's very
Yeah.
funny. Um, very old school. It's from like the 1700s, but it's still very funny to this day.
Yeah,
And then after that, I have a performance with this company in Boston called White Snake Projects. It's going to be a new opera in like I think Spanglish. It's by a
yeah,
composer, a Latin composer named Jorge Sosa,
yeah.
and it's new music. So the music is like it's not from like any period, but today it's from like literally
Uh,
2025. And I'm going to be playing a lead role. I have to start studying that music soon. And then finally, I'm also covering a role with
uh.
this company in New York City called Teatro Grattacielo, which
Say that again.
Teatro Grattacielo. It's an Italian name.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be covering a performance, which means like if the person gets sick, then I go on. But it's also a song cycle by Jorge Sosa, also the same composer who's alive,
Uh,
and it's in Spanish. It's called Generacion. Perdida, I think. But
So
yeah,
you're
I'm
going
excited.
worldwide. You got the Italian, you got the Spanish, you got the English.
Yeah, it's a lot of, opera is a lot of just studying different
Yeah,
cultures and languages.
that's good. I'm going to put a photo up and ask you about it. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Yeah, my producer's going to put it up right now. Can you see what I put up?
No. Oh, yes, this picture.
Yeah.
It's one of
Talk
my
about it.
So, last year I was a resident artist at Opera Orlando. So I was
Uh-huh.
there from September to May of last year. And the last opera that we did, I was a leading lady. So I was a lead in this opera by Philip Glass,
Uh-huh.
um, and Jason Moran, I believe that's his name. And it was called The Juniper Tree, which is a
Yeah.
grim fairy tale. People don't really know about it, but it's a very, very dark story about a very jealous stepmother who has
Hmm.
very malicious intent. And I was the evil stepmother. And that was me literally digging, well,
Look
not
at
digging, stirring up a pot of soup of my stepson's bones because I
that.
had I had killed him by that point, and serving it to my husband.
Yeah. What do they call
Um,
that? Brujas?
yeah, I don't know. She's just an evil woman just cooking up a soup for her husband
A bone soup. All
of his
right.
own son. But yeah, it was a very difficult opera, but it was so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
It was really nice to play an evil woman. I had to be
That
very theatrical and crazy on stage, and
was a total contrast, huh?
yeah,
A
total. It is a
beautiful,
contrast.
a
You're right.
beautiful, loving person playing an evil woman.
I
But you're an
know.
actress, so you can do it.
Yeah, I have to be a good actress. That's the most
Did you have a
important part.
tough time getting out of character?
Ooh.
Did you come home and you're still mean?
No, I'm not
I
like
know.
that. But I
I
had to
know.
really work on my acting for
So
sure.
all of this is on your website. You posted a lot of this stuff up where we can
Yes.
follow you and everything.
Yeah, and on Instagram and things like that.
And what
Yeah.
is that website?
So my website is www.lindacollazo.com, and my Instagram is at Linda Ritza, Ritza.
There she is, a mezzo-soprano opera singer, voice and piano teacher, and actress. Thank you for all that you do.
Yes,
Linda,
for sure.
Linda Collazo, yeah. Thank you,
Thank you
thank you.
so
Nice to see
much.
you again, too.
Nice to see you
And
too.
when you get a chance, come into the studio live.
I think I'm coming on this Thursday because I'm going to be interviewed by the Latin segment.
Oh, okay, good, good, good. All right.
Yeah.
Well, you're always welcome, all right? All
Yeah.
right, we'll see you soon, all right? God bless you.
Thank
All
you.
right, we'll take a quick break right here. I've got more open coming your way next.